I thought I had discovered a real ghost. As it turns out, though, it was a fake. It was a bootleg. Welcome to the stream. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy weekend, my friends. Thank you for being here at this unusual time. At this unusual time as I stream earlier than ever before. That's maybe not true. I do an early stream every now and then, but they are pretty rare. They are pretty rare. So sorry if I have thrown everyone's schedule into complete chaos. We've got a Skydronaut is first in chat. Thank you for being here. Skydronaut, is it noon for me already? Precisely. The whole rest of my day, I'm not gonna know. I'm not gonna know what's up. Ender Pearl, good to see you again. I hope you've been doing well. And MK, pleasure to have you here. Thank you, my friends. I hope you're all doing great today. That was the joke I've heard of all time. For anyone who doesn't know, I was gonna say the reward you get for showing up on time, but it may be the punishment. It may be the punishment you get, is every stream starts with a joke. Every stream starts with one of my own terrible jokes. My rule for my jokes is, I have to... I mean, certainly a lot of the jokes that I make have been made before because some of them are obvious, but as long as I don't know for a fact I've heard it somewhere before, I can call it original and use it on the stream. Oh my goodness. Long time no see, King Frownie. I'm currently at school watching you. Right on. Just don't get yourself in trouble on my account. I'm happy to have you here, but I wouldn't want you to suffer any consequences for it. Cap Sid, welcome in. This does not mean I suddenly went back several time zones right. I don't want to go back to November. I wish I could tell you, Cap Sid, but I'm just as confused as you are. I'm all discombobulated. It's good to be here. Except the thing is, like, it also feels weird because basically all I've done is stream, sleep, and now I'm streaming again. I haven't had much in between time. This must be what it feels like when people are doing those big marathons and they just nap for a couple hours every now and then. Probably a similar feeling. Some of my teachers don't care as long as I'm working. Right on. I wish you good luck with your work, and I hope that I can be a good accompaniment for you. Either way, it's amazing to see you at this time. Thank you, Cap Sid. This is more of a convenient time for me. So the goal is actually sort of to do early streams every other Friday. So it wouldn't be very often, but the way that my wife's schedule works out, it's actually more convenient for me. When her work schedule stays consistent, it's more convenient for me to line up with her to do an early stream every other Friday. But the trouble is her work schedule doesn't stay as consistent as it should sometimes. People trade shifts and cover each other's shifts and help each other out, which is all a good thing. But it throws all my plans into disarray. Sir Rack of Lamb, good to see you. Sleep is overrated anyhow. Oh, I'm a big fan of sleep. 9 p.m. for me, Capsid says. Yeah, it's just after 3 p.m. in the afternoon for me. Currently on free time, Ender Pearl says. Right on. we'll try to make this stream worth your while. Sleeping is for the dead. Lack of sleep kills you sooner. Speak of a catch-22. It's almost an unsolvable conundrum. Just checking my timer there. All right, so we're gonna play Castlevania on NES. I'm a casual Castlevania player, but I'm a big fan of the game, and I've done a lot of challenge runs through it. Well, I've done two. I've beaten it deathless, any percent, and I've beaten it deathless, whip only. And now we're trying for any percent damageless, which I've gotten close to. I think I've made it to stage 6 twice. And I know I've made it to stage 5 several times. But there's a lot of really bad runs in between those more better ones. So it's a little bit of a grind. It's a long journey, but there's a beautiful destination ahead of us if we just keep going. We're going to get the perfect damageless run eventually. And then I'm thinking after that, if I get that run, I might try to do a true low percent run. Because in my whip only, I allowed myself the whip upgrades as the only useful item I was allowed to collect. Were the 2 whip upgrades. And so I'm thinking we'll try and go true low percent, and see if I can do that deathless. And then I think I'll be out of challenges for this game. We'll have to start working on something else. Sean streams Zenshon. Yeah, Zenshon's a good guy. I wish I could watch his streams more, but I overlap him a lot. And for a long time now, he's been working on a game that I want to play, and I don't want it spoiled. So I'm really unfortunate in that respect. But I'm really happy to hear you're enjoying them. He is good people. Sorry for not being here much. No worries. I'm happy to have you here whenever I can have you here, but I wouldn't guilt you for missing the stream. Gotta go. See you, Frownie. See you, Ender Pearl. It was good talking to you. It's good to see you again. Never mind my usual 9 p.m. streamers. Frownie is on, right on. You're too kind, Cap Sid. Thank you so much. All right, we're gonna start pressing some buttons here. Let's see if we can get a run off the ground. We're gonna try this for a few hours today, if that's what it takes. And I was thinking about playing some Smash TV, Super Smash TV later. That's a game. It's technically still my first playthrough. I haven't been able to beat that game yet. I think I'm a long way from beating it. I've made it. I think there are 4 stages. And I've made it to stage 3, but I always my playthrough always ends right at the start of stage 3. You've got limited lives and continues in that game, and it is brutal. I don't know how anyone does it. I'll probably hit reset if we take damage before stage 4, or maybe before Frankenstein. But if I make it to Frankenstein, even if I take damage, I'll probably finish out the playthrough just for a little bit of practice at the later 2 stages, since they're the hardest anyway. But you might for a while see me leaning kind of heavily on the reset button. Music is off. Yeah, it's a glitch that happens if you let the demo play out for a while and don't press start. It usually seems to trigger this glitch where the music doesn't play on stage 1. It'll kick in when we get to the boss, though. It's only silent for a little while. I usually just let it play out without the music. I like the stage 1 music, but it's kind of interesting to be able to enjoy a glitch, you know? Since it doesn't affect my gameplay in any way. Whoa! I just like to let it happen. Sir Punk's a lot. Good to see you, Punk. Welcome in. A rare treat? Frankenstein? More like Jenkenstein. I hope we can make him feel like that. Frankenstein's pretty challenging. Well, if I don't show up with the holy water, he's pretty challenging. And I don't always do that. This is my first time playing on my CRT since I moved the room around. Feels a little unusual. My TV is much further away from me. I used to sit like a foot away from the screen. And part of the motivation for the big rearrangement that's happened is to allow myself some distance from the screens. But I will say it does feel a little weird. No! No! Oh, I didn't break that candle down there. It seems, I'm not 100% sure that's how it works, but it seems like if you don't break that candle downstairs, you don't get your, oh, well, then I took damage anyway. You don't get your, stopwatch from that other candle, and I need that stopwatch. We did a food aid event today that my mom organized. Went smoothly. Hopefully my hosting was not too cringe. Food aid. I don't know if I've. I mean, I can imagine what type of event it is based on the name. I don't know if I've heard the particular title before, but sounds like a worthy cause. And I'm sure you did just fine with your hosting, my friend. Several people will be happy to know the reset sword will still get some use. I technically don't have to use it, but for the NES, but I will just for old time's sake. If anyone doesn't know, I've got a wooden sword. That's how I press the reset button on my consoles. It was more necessary before I moved things around because they were pretty far out of reach. Now, if I lean, I can reach the reset button on the NES. But everything else, I'm gonna need the extension. So, I thought the sword was gonna be retired, but it is not. Got to practice your swordsmanship. I do. How am I ever going to master Bushido Blade if I don't regularly practice my fencing? Gave away food for families that need it. It is worth the effort. Certainly. Which is your favorite Castlevania? So I haven't played all of the Castlevania games, so my opinion is not super solidly formed. And even a lot of them that I've played, I've only played through once, which generally for me, a single playthrough of a good game is not enough for me to solidify. I could be pretty sure if a game is garbage, I could be pretty sure of that pretty quickly. But with better games, it's hard to rate them against each other unless I've played them a lot. And even things I think are garbage at first, I am sometimes wrong about. So I don't know. I don't know. With that huge asterisk next to my answer, I would say my three favorite Castlevania games right now in order are Castlevania 1 NES, Castlevania 64, and Castlevania Bloodlines on the Genesis. So this was the one I would say is my favorite. Castlevania 4 on the Super Nintendo actually ranks much lower for me than it does for a lot of other people, and that's not because it's a bad game, but it feels so much less like Castlevania. Like with the platformer Castlevanias, like I want the like slow limited whip. I want the stiff jump arc. And Castlevania, Super Castlevania gives you so much like freedom of movement, and your character sprite is gigantic in that game. I'm not really a big fan of games with big player sprites. I like the aesthetics of a lot of the levels in that game. The music is out of this world. Just amazing. Like there's some really great things about it, but I prefer the older style of gameplay that they kind of abandoned for that game. Here's mine: Symphony of the Night, Dawn of Sorrow, and Harmony of Dissonance. Those aren't even Castlevania games. The Metroid-style games. What are you doing? Got me. Of those, Symphony of the Night's the only one that I played, and I had a good time with it. I in general don't prefer the Metroid, the quote unquote Metroidvanias. I like the straightforward platformer, classic style ones better myself. But to be fair, like I played 3 of them, and Symphony of the Night was good. Circle of the Moon I've also played, which is I have very fond, sort of probably mostly nostalgic fondness for. I played it a lot when it was current, and Order of Ecclesia I really love. So Order of Ecclesia might be my 4th favorite Castlevania game. Symphony of the Night is very good, Punk says. Has Alucard, who is cute. I know people are big fans of Alucard. Symphony of the Night is at a disadvantage for me, I think, because most people who really love it, it was their first Metroid-style Castlevania game, and for me, it was my 3rd. So a lot of what it does, I had already seen done in other games, and games that I like better. So the experience wasn't as magical for me as I imagine it was for a lot of people. I understand you don't like them. Give me a second while I reach the unfollow button. Well, you've got to do what you do. You've got to do what you've got to do and stick to your guns, Cap Sid. Classics always have their own charm. Symphony of the Night is what hooked me on the Metroidvanias. Yeah, I'm just teasing, of course. I would never begrudge anyone for preferring the ones that I don't prefer. Greg's Retro Channel, he stops in and chats with us all the time. He's a big Castlevania fan, but the Metroid style ones are his thing too. He likes them way better than the classic ones. So of course I've got to tease him a little bit every now and then. I like, when it comes to the Metroid style ones, like, I like the Metroid, style of game. Like, I like a sort of big 2D open world to explore. Finding keys to unlock new areas and getting abilities and that kind of stuff. Like, all that's really fun. I'm less enthusiastic on the Castlevania ones, though, because, like, they kind of replace this style, which I prefer. Like, it's not so annoying to me that Symphony of the Night exists, but it is a little annoying to me that Castlevania 5 does not. You know, that kind of thing. But I kind of don't like, I don't really like the RPG elements. I'm not really crazy about leveling systems with, like, experience and stuff like that. I do like to have character progression in a game. Like, I do like when a character can get stronger and get new abilities and things like that. But I prefer the, like, Zelda method, where those kind of things come through objects. They come through items that are obtained in the world, so that it's sort of like... So your progression is a reward for your exploration, and not so much for grinding combat encounters. I think that's why I gravitate toward Order of Ecclesia so much, because that game is balanced to be so very difficult. I think to discourage. I'm pretty sure it's designed that way to discourage taking advantage of the RPG progression, so that you really it's really not a viable strategy to overlevel or to spam healing items in that game. But you have to play it a little bit more like an old school game, where you really have to master enemy patterns and interact with them like that. I do. I like games. I like games with stiff, awkward controls. I mean, my favorite game is Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Like, that right there should tell you how warped my opinions are. I'd recommend Rondo of Blood, a really good OG Castlevania. I've heard that one's really good. I haven't played it yet. I'm kind of saving it. I haven't played Rondo of Blood. I haven't played Castlevania Legends, which I actually hear is quite bad. I haven't played Castlevania The Adventure Rebirth. Or Dracula X. So I've got some classic style Castlevanias to look forward to. And it's kind of a weird thing, because I look at it as, like, especially with Rondo of Blood, because I have high expectations of it. It's like, you know, because I don't have, because there are these Castlevanias I've never played, like, it's a really good thing because I know I have more Castlevania to look forward to. And it is exciting every time I play a new one. But it's also very sad because that means there's one fewer game. There's one fewer new Castlevania that I'll ever get to experience once I play one. It's great to get to play a new one, but it's sad to shorten the list of new ones that exist for me. Going through all the Castlevania games in order before. Can't remember how far we got. I remember you working on that project. I didn't. I actually had just kind of assumed you'd completed it. When the bats do something unusual, I'm not really sure how to handle them. I have a lot of non-classic Castlevanias to look forward to. As well. I haven't played Legacy of Darkness. I haven't played the two PlayStation 2 Castlevanias. I haven't played Castlevania Judgment, though I understand it to be kind of terrible. And I haven't played any of the Metroid-style ones aside from the three I mentioned. Circle the Moon's my least favorite of the lot. That's the first of the Metroid style ones I played. So I kind of have to like it because of the nostalgia I have for it. I don't think I ever finished it though. I think I made it to Dracula but never beat him. But I'm not really even 100% sure that's accurate. I can't even check to see how far I got because the battery in my cartridge died. I'd thought about revisiting it a couple years ago and found that the battery was dead. It's sad. Did you? I don't know if you knew this, Punk. We played Resident Evil 2. We played Resident Evil 2 on the stream on Halloween, and the battery in my Resident Evil 2 cartridge died mid-playthrough. don't remember if I told you about that. It was fine at the start. It even had all my like, it had my childhood save files still on it. And then about an hour into the game, I went to save, and it wouldn't let me save anymore, and all the save files were gone. I can't believe the battery hung in there for all those years, and then it finally died. It finally died while I was using the cartridge. It was the curse of Halloween. If I may ask, Cap Sid, is there anything that is there anything that sticks out as like why you dislike Circle of the Moon, or is it just that it's not as good as the others? Does it have something included in it that makes it bad, or is it missing something that would make it good? Anything that can go wrong for Frownie does go wrong for Frownie. Are we gonna rename that Frownie's Law? It really feels like it. It really feels like it. I was playing Dark Souls last night, and I was working on a boss. Working on Seath the Scaleless, and I got to him, and I had the perfect cheese strategy and everything, and I got him down to 1% health, and then I died just because I can't be allowed an easy victory in that game. It was kind of alright though, because I had to restock for a while, but I went back to him, you know, same stream, just a little while later. My very next attempt, I tried the same cheese strategy, and it worked even better the second time. And I was successful, but it really hurts that it wouldn't work the first time. Sorry, I don't have a lot of opportunity to read the chat on this level. Graphics are so downgraded compared to other Castlevanias from the GBA, and it's too difficult. Maybe not a law, but definitely a general tendency. Less Frownie's rule and more Frownie's suggestion. I don't feel these are necessarily valid reasons. They're very subjective, but compared to the ones I've played before, did not enjoy the experience. I mean, it's fair enough. There's not really... I mean, is there really any such thing as an invalid reason for why you don't enjoy something? I mean, you can hardly be blamed for your taste, I think. You can see why other people like it, yeah. It's just, I can't really tell you much about the game because, like I said, it's really all just kind of nostalgia for me. I say I like it without having any points of reference to point to for why it's good. For the Roman numeral game. I wish I'd received more hearts. No, stop with the money bags. Give me hearts. This bone dragon is invincible. How do you live through so much? Victory. Alright, we're doing well. If I die now, we're gonna finish out the game. Like I said before. Yeah, I'm trying for damageless. Punk. I've made it to stage 6, I think twice. Might be misremembering. It might have only been once, but I think it was twice. I've made it to stage 5 a lot of times, but it's easy for something to go wrong on stage 5. I mean, truth be told, it's easy for something to go wrong anywhere. Get out of here. And if you come back, walk into that holy water. Stairs, please stop. The stairs give me so much trouble. I would feel safer walking up a staircase in the movie Home Alone than I would feel walking up a staircase in Dracula's castle. No! Rip the run! Why did I pick that up? I am completely without hope now. Oh, I didn't even get the cross. Dracula wins, my friends. Dracula's castle likely wasn't built per code. Is there a YouTube channel where someone analyzes buildings in video games and explains all the way they're not up to code? You can look at like Peach's Castle and Mario 64, Castlevania Castle, Resident Evil Mansion. Rip the run. It's officially dead. I hung in there for a little while. But yeah, without the holy water cheese. The cheese is the whole like thing about the damageless run. I think I can go damageless in any percent because I'll have the sub-weapons to cheese the boss, but like whip only, the damageless isn't even anywhere on my mind. There should be. You could make it happen. Title the channel some sort of pun on the word code, since, you know, there's like building code and video game code. Call it cheating the code. How do these buildings cheat the, how do these structures beat the children, beat the building code? Cheat the building code. So hard to say. I have tens of views. I'm very grateful for my tens of views. I'm gonna pick that up, but I'm probably not gonna use it. We're at the, we're at this point. We might as well just try and defeat death with just the whip. Our run got ruined all because of one bad item. I'm kind of thinking that if I do a low percent run, I'm kind of thinking to make the rules no items at all, and forbid even hearts and money. Oh, I did throw a cross. I just said I was thinking about beating him whip only, and then I immediately didn't. I'm full of lies. Sorry about that. I was thinking too much. I was thinking too much about the other run. That sounds utterly insane. I mean, that's the fun of it, though, right? The thing is, there'd be so many runs that just die randomly because hearts and money bags can drop out of, like, anything. I kind of like it. I kind of like the idea of the challenge of it, but I'd be on the grind. I'd be on the grind for it for so long before I'd be able to make it happen. I have to ask myself, how much do I really love this game? I'm really scared, though, of fighting death with a powered down whip, with only the powered down whip. I mean, I'm scared of fighting him with the powered up whip. I thought that was gonna be the one. It's scary. It's really scary when you, sometimes when you, pick up the whip upgrade, when you get it, but you don't ever see the item because it spawns touching Simon's, sprite. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. For a split second, I don't know what's happening, and it's terrifying. I disagree. Oh no. I thought that was gonna be the one. That's when she broke up with me. No one has broken my heart more times than death. All that time with no sides, and I didn't land a single hit during it. That was like 15 seconds of free opportunities, and I didn't take advantage of it in any way, shape, or form. That backward... No! I was celebrating my backward jump, and then I took a hit. That's what I get for celebrating. The thing is, like I said, you know, like if we take damage late in the game, we finish out the run for practice, but this isn't practice for anything that we're currently working on. Take away the scythes and death is nothing but a floating old man. He's nothing without it. He's nothing. I mean, you know, what is Simon without his whip, right? Death is nothing without his scythe. No! See, that's the worst, because that was my fault. I didn't even get hit by a bat. Don't hit me. Isn't it funny how I say it's the worst when it's my fault, and it's also the worst when it's not my fault? Maybe it's just always the worst. Maybe I'm the worst. Maybe that's the secret. mess up the good bird there. Alright, let's see if we can do... See if we can at least fight Dracula without taking a hit. No! Immediately! Immediately! The air was still warm from the breath with which I spoke that sentence. And already I took damage. All right. Well, at least we didn't take a hit from the Cookie Monster and die. There's the warm-up run. Now we're ready to do it for real. It only took us an hour to make it to the credits. Thank you for the GG, Cap Sid. Thank you very much. Hopefully things will go much better now that we've gotten that out of our system. Let's go for realsies. Practice run, now time for real. Now time for real. So, one of the things I kind of talked about this, and this is just something that's curious to me, like, since I move things around, this here is a microphone stand, and I have a microphone on it, which makes sense, right? But before I moved everything around, I actually had my camera on this microphone stand, and like this, I don't even know when this is from. It seems like a really old microphone stand. And I had my microphone on. I've got this like mechanical arm that like bolts to a desk or something, and then you can sort of, it's got joints and you can bend it to make it stand somewhere. Kind of like a lamp. But then I decided to switch them when I moved things around, and just miraculously the threads, like, they were the same size so that I could unscrew parts from the arm, and I could unscrew parts from this microphone stand and swap them, and they all fit. And that's so incredibly lucky, because nothing is ever compatible like that. Here we go again, from the top. I looked at the rule set for low percent on speedrun.com, and it looks like you're able to, you're allowed to collect hearts and money bags and even sub-weapons. You can't pick up the meat, the potion, or the rosary, but you can pick up sub-weapons as long as you don't use them. But I think I want to be stricter with my rules if I go for it, like I was saying before. I don't know if I'm going to say hearts and money bags are illegal, but definitely not allowed to pick up a sub-weapon. Or, you know, those other things. No! My stopwatch! I even broke those candles this time. I have no idea where the stopwatch went. It really hurts to lose a run to, like, just an item not showing up for work. I'm fine when, like, the enemies call out sick, but when the items that I need don't show up. Ah, it's dead. Restart. Stretch break. Thank you, Skydranaut. Let's do that. Yeah, we'll stretch while we enjoy the music. I want to make the camera big for the stretch. I kind of am not in a good position. We'll do it. This is what my room looks like right now. Seriously, thank you for redeeming the stretch break. I feel like I need them more than ever lately. And they're not being redeemed nearly as much, so I'm not thinking about doing them. Stretchy Agent Man. That to the tune of the song, because I hear it that way. These hanging light fixtures here, I'm gonna change these out. And then I'm gonna take this sign and I'm gonna nice sign. Yeah, my sister got that for me. It is quite lovely. I've had it for a year and haven't installed it because it's dreadful to work with these walls. But I have almost everything I need to install it. I need to get some different screws, I think, though. I've had second thoughts about the ones that I already picked up that I have on hand. But yeah, I'm gonna change these light fixtures out for something a little simpler and a little smaller, and then I'm gonna put that sign up in between them, right behind me, and it's gonna look great. Yeah, it is a great sign. All the way so everyone, well, I can't get enough out of the way that everyone can fully see it. But yeah, Frowntown, it's beautiful. And it's purple and everything, and it lights up. It's just fantastic. I spent a couple hours trying to install it one day, and it's just because the wood from these that panels these walls is not even. It didn't work out. Yeah, it's a neon sign. It is. It's super cool. I feel bad that I haven't gotten around to using it. It's just, you know. It's actually a good thing, though. It's actually a good thing I didn't install it yet, because I would have installed it on the wrong part of the wall if I had done it when I planned to before I moved things to where they are now. So it's actually good that it's taken me so long, because it would be in the wrong place. Oh, it's taking me so long? I'm lazy, not Vonsky. I'm lazy. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well today, and thank you for joining us. Yep, so it's it installs, like, you have to mount these, I don't even know what you call them, these little metal cylinders. You mount the metal cylinders to the wall, and then you mount the sign onto the cylinders. But I did, like, I got the cylinders put on the wall, but because the wall's uneven, they stuck out at slightly weird angles, and so the sign couldn't mount on top of them, because the bolting screws didn't have a the mounting bolts didn't have a straight enough trajectory. So I need to get another flat piece of wood. I figured that I could just nail to the walls, and then I can put the cylinders on the flat piece of wood and mount the sign there. And that would be good too, because this wood is really dark, and I did get a plank of a really light wood that the sign will show up better against that when it's off, and it'll probably be off most of the time, because having a bright neon light behind my head is gonna really mess up the face capture. We might have turning on the sign as a reward, a channel point redemption or something, but we'll see. Relatable. Being lazy equals being intelligent. I've been meaning to get a nightstand next to my bed for 2 years and keep waiting until I find the perfect one. I know that conundrum too. Being paralyzed by perfectionism. I have to try real hard to not get trapped into that. Because yeah, I'll have the attitude, if I can't do it perfectly, it's not worth doing. And I understand on an intellectual level that that's a really bad philosophy, but it's difficult to fight. It's difficult to fight that instinct. For sure. Derek Ocean, welcome in. Yeah, early stream today. Early stream. No late night stream today, unfortunately. Just the early one. But people are here, and that's, that's what I'm happy about. Doing some Castlevania, and gonna do some Super Smash TV later. And we might do something else too. It kind of depends on what sort of time these things take. If I get this, if I achieve this run in the next like hour or so, we might have time for a third game. But because I think I'll be able to do runs of Super Smash TV for about 2 hours. But the game is so punishing that I don't know. It's difficult. It's a fun game and I really like it, but it's so hard and I do so poorly at it that it's somewhat demotivating. Just got off work, eating lunch now, right on. Hopefully it was a good day for you. And if you've got a weekend ahead of you now, I hope you've got some exciting activities to look forward to. Uh-oh. Been looking for floating shelves that can upkeep up to 50 kilograms each. Research took me like 5 to 6 hours in total. Which is a long time if you think about it. I mean, it's time well spent if it does help you find the exact thing you're looking for. If it saves you from making a costly mistake, then it's a good investment. But if you found something that would have been perfect in the first hour and then spent 4 or 5 extra hours doing pointless research, that can sting a little bit. Furniture is hard, man, Punk says. It is, it is. Especially if you really care about your furniture. See, the thing about my furniture is each individual piece is nice, but nothing goes together. It's a there is no theme or pattern or rhyme or reason to my furniture. It is a disarray of chaos. The theme is functionality. Everything has to work for its purpose. No piece of furniture I own looks good sitting next to anything else, though. Weren't super busy today, right on. Yake, good to see you. Frownie went live when the sun is still out. It's one of those rare occurrences. Just barely, though. Just barely, because where I live, you know, I went live at 3 p.m., but at this time of year, like, it's as dark as midnight outside by about 4:30. So the sun was still up, but it was struggling. Keep a pet tarantula, and I wanted to have shelves for enclosures. It would not be fun for it to go down with a lot of glass. No, not at all. Not at all. For the second time in the stream, I'm reminded of Home Alone, right? Macaulay Culkin climbs his brother's shelves in his bedroom and sets his tarantula free. By breaking them. Works very well so far. Happy with the time and effort I've put in. Right on. That's what it's all about. If you end up happy with the finished project, then the time put in it was all worth it. Did I get hit with snow? It said I didn't really see any snow when I looked out earlier. My little weather thing on my tablet did say that it's supposed to be snowing. So we may have some. Jelly was planning to see her parents this weekend, and I don't know if that's going to happen. She might, if it snows tonight, she might be trapped here with me. We live pretty near to her folks, so we, I mean, we don't see them all the time or anything, but it's not difficult to reschedule a trip to see them. Invincibility, let's go. Uh-oh, get this knife out of the way. I've ruined my own runs with this knife. I don't want it to happen again. Home Alone is such a staple movie. Oh, Flux, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're well. I seem to remember an entity called Nakruel. Was he a demon or a boss? I don't know what you're referring to. I don't know that name, Flux. A character from Castlevania? I'll nap on it. When it comes to names of video game characters, I have to say I'm kind of shockingly terrible at knowing / remembering them. I tend to refer I feel like I refer to like 95% of every enemy in every game as the big guy. Know some neat history of Smash TV for the NES. I don't know if you would consider it a spoiler, so I'll ask the question, have you played the NES Smash TV? I don't know if what I know applies to the SNES. Does what you know, Sir Rack of Lamb, does what you know about NES Smash TV relate to the controls? I've been using the word critter a lot for enemies, Punk says. That's a good one. No. I'm sorry. I picked a bad time to look away. Just the end game. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that I haven't played it on the NES. I thought what you might be referring to is how you can use, how a single player can use 2 NES controllers simultaneously for the controls. That's the only piece of interesting trivia I know about the NES Smash TV. So if it's something to do with the ending, then might need to actually hold off on it so that I'm not spoiled. Yeah, you could use. I'm sorry if that spoils something for you, but yeah, you can hold 2 NES controllers so that you can use both the D-pads, and one of them will walk your character around and one of them will fire. So the 2 D-pads work like the twin sticks. And I don't have Smash TV on the NES, but I kind of want to buy it just because I have 2 NES Advantage controllers, and I would like to plug those in and do the dual controller thing, but with 2 sticks on the NES. I think that would be absurd and would be a lot of fun. But I don't have the NES Smash TV, unfortunately. I've only got it on the SNES. But yeah, I think that'll be fun. I think that if I ever get a hold of it, I think that'll be fun. No, I haven't beaten it. I have made it to level 3. I think there are 4 levels. I think I looked at the instruction manual once, and I think it shows 4 levels. There could be more, but there are at least 4 levels because of the from what I saw in the instruction manual. I've made it to the beginning of level 3 several times, but that's about the best I've ever been able to do. And it'll be a miracle. It'll be a miracle if I do that well today. That game is so hard. It's a fun game, and I really like it, but it's a combination of it's incredibly hard and I'm not incredibly good at it. Right on. Thank you for holding off. I will certainly try to remember to let you know when I beat it so that I can enjoy your trivia at an appropriate time. I'll probably, if I ever beat Super Smash TV, I'll probably be letting everyone know that I beat it. After all the suffering, I won't be able to stop myself from bragging a little. It's kind of cool. It's kind of like I like the way the controls work in principle, because the SNES controller, it has a D-pad, right? But it also has 4 buttons that are shaped like a diamond, almost like a D-pad. So, the D-pad and the 4 buttons serving as directions, they sort of approximate the twin stick experience fairly well for what it is. It is a little awkward, though, to use buttons instead of sticks. And I have Smash TV on the PlayStation 2, and I mean, I'd better be able to use the DualShock sticks to do the twin stick thing on the PlayStation 2 version. I've never played it. I've been holding off on it because, like, I'm kind of worried that on the PlayStation 2 it's going to control so much better that it'll ruin the Super Nintendo version for me. So I'm kind of holding off on playing the PlayStation PS2 version until I beat the Super Nintendo version. Ahoy, Rush Pirate! Welcome in. I hope you're well today. Happy Friday. We're on the grind. We're trying to get a damageless run of Castlevania. I made it to stage 5 twice today, I think. I've made it as far as stage 6 before, but the bats ruined me. But I've got another hour and a half or so to devote to this game, so we've got time to make it happen. Could work on it longer, but I think it, you know, after a certain amount of time, it becomes diminishing returns. So I wanted to make sure I dedicate some of the stream to another game, and that will be Super Smash TV. If you think Castlevania's gone rough. Boy, that game's hard. I actually learned about Smash TV, not really not all that long ago. It was a game I think I'd heard the title before, but I never really knew what it was. And then I saw the Combat King was playing it on his stream one night, and I was like, "Oh my, this looks like a lot of fun." It looks like it actually reminded me of the only twin stick game that I've played, which was on the Xbox 360. It was called I Made a Game with Zombies in it. And it was kind of a short sort of joke game, but I really liked it. It was a really fun, like, to just pick up and play. And I played it quite frequently. But and I'd like to play it again, but I don't have an Xbox 360 anymore. But yeah, when I saw Smash TV, it reminded me of that, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have fun with that game. And it's pretty much what I expected. It's harder than I expected. I expected it to be difficult, but my goodness. I forgot to eat my breakfast this morning. I just realized I forgot to have breakfast. No. I had some leftover stir fry I was planning to eat for breakfast. I made a stir fry for dinner last night, but I made too much. I had a little bit left over. And I had thought, oh, well, I'll just save this. I'll have it as a little snack after the stream. And then after the stream last night, I thought, oh, well, I'll just save this and have it for breakfast tomorrow. And now I just realized I've forgotten all about it. It's alright. It's not going anywhere. If I do a low percent run and I forbid, hearts and money pickups, it's gonna be really, really tough to make it through these areas where enemies spawn randomly and drop items all over the place. Did you know at the end of Castlevania 1 you can see Simon in a bikini? What a shocking twist. My stopwatch. I thought for sure that was the secret, that was the Miss Pac-Man secret ending. Miss Pac-Man is probably my favorite arcade machine. I'm not really, I've never really been very big on the arcade versions of games. Like, a lot of my favorite games are arcade games, but, or, you know, at least they're very arcade style, but I really only like the console versions of them. Like, Ghosts and Goblins, I really like, and, you know, sure, if I had an opportunity to own a Ghosts and Goblins arcade machine, like, I wouldn't, you know, I would be glad to own it for the aesthetic, but I really don't enjoy playing. I really don't enjoy playing on arcade machines. I like the big, I like the big clicky buttons on arcade machines, but I don't like joysticks. I'd much rather just have a handheld controller with a D-pad for almost every sort of platformer situation. Miss Pac-Man, though. That was one of the few arcade machines that I was actually able to play somewhat regularly when I was young, and that's always stood out to me. We had a Pizza Hut in my hometown, and they had some arcade machines there, and sometimes they would rotate out what they had, so it sort of changed over the years. But the things that stand out, they had the Ninja Turtles arcade game, the one that was released as the second game on the NES. They had that. They had Miss Pac-Man. They had a pinball machine. It was a Rescue 911 pinball machine. And the cool thing I remember about that was there was a helicopter that would pick up the ball from one part of the machine and airlift it to another. I know they had other machines, but right now those are the only three I can think of. At some point, they got rid of the Turtles machine. I think they had the Miss Pac-Man machine. I think they had that pretty much the whole way through. But they did eventually get rid of the Turtles machine and that pinball machine. I think they had a second pinball machine, but I don't remember what the theme of it was. So yeah, Miss Pac-Man's probably the arcade cabinet that I've spent the most time on. So that probably also affects why I like it. But like even like the Turtles, that Turtles arcade machine, like I would play it sometimes, but I preferred the NES game. It didn't, it doesn't look as, it doesn't look as visually impressive, but I like I like my NES controllers. Only arcade game I want is Bubble Bobble, Sir Rack of Lamb says. Yeah, so, see, that's the thing. For Ghosts of Goblins, like, I wouldn't even want the arcade machine to play it, so, like, I'm not gonna shell out the tremendous amounts of money that it takes, because it would just be a decoration to stand in my house. And that seems quite frivolous unless I had, like, infinite dollars to waste. I don't really know that it would enhance the experience of playing the NES game. Just, like, because that's all it would be for, right? Just for the atmosphere to enjoy playing the NES game while I have an arcade cabinet next to me. And I can enjoy the NES game enough on its own. The game is so fun. I've barely played Bubble Bobble. I played a little bit of it, I think, on the Commodore 64 one night, and that's about it. Just found out something weird about pinball today. Apparently, pinball used to be associated with the Mafia. That's not... I don't think I knew that, but it's not terribly surprising to me. I feel like in the 80s, like, video games and arcades in general had, like, a... sort of, like, shady connections. So, that's not terribly surprising to me. Mappy Man, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well today. Oh, and Leo, welcome in. I read your comment, but I didn't welcome you. Very happy to have you here. Thank you for being here with us. My dad's friend had one, and every time we went to his place, I played that all the time. Right on, right on. Pinball machines. Used to be more like pachinko machines, too. How... I guess I don't really understand pachinko, because I'm not really sure. How can a pinball machine be more like a pachinko machine? Aren't they already really similar? I think if I could have pachinko is like those coin drop games, but with pegs and slots. The first pinball games, that is, like from the 1800s. Punk says, I'd need to look at them. I'll need to look at them side by side to really appreciate it. I think. I mean, because yeah, like a basic. I mean, I just think that like a stripped down basic pinball machine is gonna look like a. Pachinko pinball. I have a pinball machine right next to me. Put an asterisk by that statement. I've got a Super Mario 64 pinball machine. I don't have its legs on it right now, so I can't set it up to make it work. But it's kind of cool. I think it's very pachinko-like. I recently posted it in the Discord. I got a Super Mario air hockey table. Steel ball bearings. Pachinko's still big in Japan. Yeah. I know it's popular in Japan because that's what Konami does now, right? They don't make video games anymore. All they care about is pachinko machines. That's what I hear. Since gambling with money is illegal there, they play pachinko and gamble with the steel balls. That thing is awesome. I like it. No, not full size at all. It's just like a probably a foot. Very miniature pinball machine, but it works like a real pinball machine. It's kind of, not quite as high quality as a several $1,000 pinball machine you might buy, but it's fun for what it is. It's a nice little diversion to enjoy from time to time. I think I think I would be. Oh no, the air hockey table. No, it's a small air hockey table. It's like a 1.5 feet by 1 foot. But it works. The fan in it works, and everything sort of slides around on it like it should. It's pretty cool. I found it at I think I got that like 2 weeks ago. Found it at a thrift shop for a couple bucks. And I was happy. All the pieces were there, and it worked. Because I bought it without really inspecting it, because it was so cheap. I was like, well, it's worth it to pick up, even if it doesn't work or is incomplete. I'm getting it for such a nice price. It'll be cool to have anyway. But yeah, really got lucky with it. I don't usually like. I go around to thrift shops about once a week, and I don't often find things, but sometimes you find something really cool. But I'll go, you know, I'll go weeks or months without finding anything at all. So it's really hit and miss. But it's fun, even if I don't find something. I just think it's fun to rummage through junk. Look at sort of old things. Withered technology and that kind of stuff. Oh, I think I'd be much more excited to have like a real pinball machine than I would a real arcade cabinet. I need a super ghouls and ghosts themed pinball machine. Follow me, platforms. I have also at times thought like, all right, if I were gonna own a real arcade cabinet, Miss Pac-Man would be one that I would actually use. So that would probably be the best one for me to own. Ghosts and Goblins or Ghouls and Ghosts, of course, I would like just for their aesthetic and because, you know, I love those games, but I wouldn't really be interested to play the arcade game. One other cabinet that I would be interested in owning, you know, if I had unlimited money, is an arcade cabinet of Haunted Castle. Again, but for that one, not even to play it and not for its aesthetic, but just because the game is so bogus that I kind of like it. It's such a terrible version of Castlevania that I don't know, there's something charming about it. Or at least fascinating. I have given serious thought to trying to do a deathless run of Haunted Castle. I don't even understand where that bat came from or what it was up to. The game is spawning extra enemies to punish me for my dumb ideas. I wanted that heart. I'm glad I didn't take damage, but I also didn't get it. Not that it means much for me in the grand scheme of everything. Itarama, welcome in, Itty. So early indeed. Thank you for being here. Yeah, we're doing an early stream today instead of the late one. Works out a little bit better for my my schedule and plans for the weekend to move things around a little bit. So the rare treat, and as always, I'm very happy that people have found me during such an unusual time. I hope you've got a good weekend ahead of you, Itty. Weekends are mostly for errands and cleanings lately. Should be fairly par. I can relate to that. I can relate to that. I feel like there's an endless amount of cleaning ahead of me. So much of my free time is dedicated to cleaning, and I just don't understand why it never feels like anything gets done. My house is perpetually a disaster. So irritating. I felt I was prepared, and I wasn't. The song slaps. Stage 3, Castlevania. That music, it is so. I feel like I almost always fall silent on that stage just because the music is like, once it gets into my ears, it's all I can think about. To be fair, I think a lot of the music has that effect. I think the Belmonts have a song based on the Stage 3 music. When I get back there again, I'll try and listen and see if I can identify it. I don't know all of their songs. I really like their Bloody Tears and their song about Medusa. I can't remember the title. You made that look way too easy. Well, thank you, thank you. It's kind of a weird thing, because, like, for the most part, I feel like this game has become very easy to me now, and yet, I'm still capable of making mistakes at any point, so... It's almost like paradoxical. Stalker is the Medusa song, which also slaps. Yeah, I like that one quite a bit. If you don't know what we're talking about, the Belmonts are they're a band that they take Castlevania music and then write songs out of it, like 80s pop rock. And some of their stuff is really good. They do the same thing with Mega Man music, but it's not so 80s. They make rock operas out of Mega Man music and call themselves the Megas. It's not paradoxical to make mistakes. It's human. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Good old 8-bit music to save the day. Random guy, great to have you with us. Happy Friday. No. Yeah, Punk. I can't think of the Belmont song that's based on this. I've probably heard it, but I just can't hear it in my can't hear it in my mind. I'll have to look for it again. Playing some good old Castlevania, vibing hard to the music. Right on. I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt the music. But I'm resetting a lot because I'm trying to beat the game damageless. And it's going a little rough. It's going a little rough. I haven't had very many good attempts today. I think we made it to stage 5 twice today. At least once. I don't remember. There's no rhyme or reason to which candles I open and which ones I don't, for the most part. I mean, there are some that I need to go for, just because they have the particular weapons that I need for the bosses, but... Everything else, it's just all random, like what I just feel in the moment. Yuck. I don't recommend going for a damageless run unless you're very good at this game. Otherwise, if you're not, you end up stuck here like me. Did they sell replacement reset buttons for NES consoles? I'm gonna wear mine out. What's your honest opinion about the Netflix Castlevania adaptation? My honest opinion about it is I haven't watched it. So I can't tell you. I've heard a lot of people say that it's pretty good, but I haven't made time for it. I don't get around to watching a lot of TV shows, or movies. I'm more likely to watch a movie than I am a TV show, but even then, I really kind of spend my free time playing games more than anything else. I'm more likely to watch a movie I've already seen than I am to watch a new one too. I like it, not gonna lie. That's what I hear from most people. Most people say they like it. The Castlevania show, Derek. Well, that's terrible. My stopwatch not showing up is just the worst thing. Frownie, you have a soothing voice that helps sleep. Maybe you could narrate kids' books. On the one hand, like, so thank you for the compliment. Immediately my voice like cracks a little bit in the very next thing I say after being complimented on my voice. On the one hand, I've thought that it wouldn't be so bad to, like, you know, do like audiobook reading or something like that I mean, it's a very competitive sort of space, so I don't think I would be likely to succeed in the field. But like as a project, like it could be kind of, I've thought it could be kind of fun to do like audiobook reading. But the thing about that is, like, I think every audiobook I've ever listened to, the readers like act basically, where they perform character voices and stuff, and I have no talent for that at all. If I try to like approximate like someone else's voice, it's just wildly inaccurate, inconsistent, unflattering, not good, not good. Seen the Castlevania show, Derek says it was really good. Pro voice. What is a man? A secret little pile of secrets. Voiceover is something else, yeah. They're doing a second Castlevania series on Netflix. Yeah, I've heard. Someday I may make time for it, but the song Wicked Child is the song that has part of Stage 3 song in it. It's about Alucard, though, not sure if it's riffing a song from Symphony of the Night. Oh, I see. I mean, that's the thing about, you know, like a big series of games, like trying to pinpoint where the song was taken from. A lot of times they're reused and remixed across several games, so. Oh. Silent Contemplation. Richter's my favorite Belmont, random guy says. I actually haven't. So the only game I've played so far with Richter in it is Symphony of the Night, and you barely play as him. I haven't played like Rondo or Dracula X yet myself, but I like Richter's character design. I like that blue outfit that he wears. He looks like a cool guy. My one is the one that beats Dracula at the end. I don't know if by that you mean, Cap Sid, that... Is it supposed to be Julius Belmont is the one that defeats Dracula once and for all? In the far-off year of 1999? I don't know if you mean that Julius Belmont is your favorite, or you just mean whichever Belmont defeats Dracula is your favorite. The latter. Fair enough, fair enough. I like Reinhard Schneider. because he's got those amazing green boots. I like John Morris too, but he's not a Belmont, right? The canon and the timeline is it's mostly all inconsequential to me. All I really need for the Castlevania story is Dracula's to the right. Go get him. So far as like the overarching sort of stories and how the games connect and who the different characters are, it's like that's all fine. But all I need to know is which direction is Dracula in. Okay, I'll walk that way. Cap says it would be Trevor because of the series, then Richter. If you end up watching the series of Castlevania, at least watch The Fight of Trevor Against Death. Stuff of Legends. Timeline canon is like, someone hit the timeline with a cannon, Eddie says. I mean, sometimes it's interesting, like, you know, like... the lore and timeline stuff can be interesting as a curiosity, you know, and it's stuff that, like, trivia from it can, you know, make me go, from time to time. But I don't, like, I'm not really very good at remembering the details of it, because I don't really focus on them or think of them a whole lot. So sometimes that makes me unable to talk about them in fine detail. I tend to largely just take everything as its own thing and not really and not really give a whole lot of thought to the grand picture. Because especially because with a lot of video games I don't really feel like it's there anyway. Everything is just kind of made to be its own thing. And that's nice. I think that, you know, the game makers should have freedom to kind of let everything be its own thing. Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow is a good game, but the villains are too cliche. Also hate the character art of that game. That's one I haven't played yet. Frownie just wants to fight Dracula, and that's all. You know, I mean, I like sort of straightforward, like, arcade style platformers. There's not really. I appreciate a little bit of story in games, and I definitely appreciate when there's clever writing or an interesting twist to a story. But I never want a game to feel bogged down by it, and it's usually not something that I miss when it's not there. The story is just an excuse to walk to the right. Fighting Dracula while vibing to the music of Dance Illusions. Scary game. Skeletor Killer 666, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. I looked up at my heart count, and just for whatever reason, I read my heart count and my life count backwards. And I thought, oh no, I've only got 4 hearts? I'm never gonna be able to, cheese the mummies with only 4 holy waters. Oh, wow. Hey, Sir Punksalot, thank you, Punk, for the gift subs. 2 gift subs. I know you've got an outrageous total. What is that? 28? Thank you for the 28 gift subs. Really appreciate your support, Punk. And Itarama and Flux, take a key for coming in, my friends. These mummies are such punks, says Punk. If you're not crouching in your downtime, then you're not playing the game right. You've got to keep your knees limber for all the jumps. Simon's got an incredibly stiff jump as it is, so you've got to keep him warmed up at all times. It's not crouching, it's dancing. No! Why? Bone Dragon, why? Behold my rage. I swear this challenge is not too hard for me. I know I'll be able to do this at some point. The Bone Dragon. Why the Bone Dragon? The Bone Dragon's an enemy I should be able to stun lock. It really hurts. It really hurts. Had a lot of bad luck with that bat lately, so decided to hang out instead of challenging it for the stairs. May God forgive you, but I won't, Simon Belmont. How could I ever forgive Dracula for all that he's done to me? Which is mostly just hang out in his castle and wait for me to come to him. Have you played Castlevania 64? Have I ever? I love Castlevania 64. It's my second favorite Castlevania game. No. I didn't even use my stopwatch. What is wrong with me? That was 100% my fault. 100% avoidable. You buffoon. That's me. Castlevania 64, I really like that game. I think it's got a great atmosphere. I love the little story beats in it. Like some of them, you know, are a little obvious and cliche, but it doesn't matter. They're well done. And for what they are, I like the blocky Nintendo 64 style. And I mean, there's some really cool stuff in it. I mean, like, there's skeletons on motorcycles. It doesn't get more rad than that. There's stained glass knights. There's a Frankenstein with a chainsaw for an arm. And weirdly enough, like, the Frankenstein with a chainsaw for an arm, like, it even makes sense in the context of that game because he's Dracula's gardener. So like he has the chainsaw to maintain the hedge maze. There's even a reason for him to have his weapon. Two playable characters, a good and bad ending. There's a lot of great stuff to that game. And it's a lot like the original Castlevania in in a lot of ways, because it's very clunky. The platforming, like, you have to take very deliberately. Clearly, I'm not very used to fighting the bat with the stopwatch. It works, but I'm much more used to the axe. I currently list Castlevania 1, Castlevania 64, and Castlevania Bloodlines as my my three favorite Castlevanias in that order. It's subject to change since I haven't played all of the games, and there are a lot of games that I have played I've only played once, and so I haven't really developed a full appreciation understanding of. But as it currently stands, 1, 64, and Bloodlines are my top three, and I would probably say Order of Ecclesia would be my fourth favorite. My stopwatch. Stop taking my stopwatch game. You're not gonna get to be my you're not gonna get to be my favorite anymore. Spoopy. Welcome in, Monkey Bozo. Monkey Bozo 69. Hope you're doing well. We are about to. I don't know what you mean by that, but I would appreciate if you weren't antagonistic toward any people groups in my chat. If that's unacceptable to you, you may want to find your way to somewhere else. This is gonna go poorly. Immediately poorly. You utter fool. I mean, I can't deny it. I am a self-admitted fool. I behave foolishly the vast majority of the time. We're gonna try this for a little bit longer, but I'm about ready to call Castlevania. I'm about ready to call it a day on Castlevania attempts. Well, we'll start up another handful of runs here, but it's probably going to be time to move to a Smash TV. I don't seem to be able to get my act together. Dare to take the path of true rigor? That sounds like a philosophy I can get behind. That sounds like, you know, sounds like my favorite, the path of most resistance. I'm such a contradiction when I really think about it, because on the one hand, I'm always trying to do things the hard way, right? And I'm always playing games and challenging myself in ways that are just way too hard for me. But on the other hand, I'm always trying to cheese everything I play. So, do I want to take the hardest path, or do I want to take the easiest path? And why is the answer yes? It's a reference to Elden Ring. Some quotes from an NPC called Shabriri? I'm a long way off from my first Elden Ring playthrough, but fair enough. Oh my, and he says, I've returned to a gift sub notification. Many thanks, Sir Punksalot. Thank you indeed, Punk. And take a key for coming in, Eddie. No! No! It's okay. Holy water's still usable. Oh no. Oh no, I don't have any Roman numerals though. No, it's not usable. It's all trash. I should have picked up the Roman numeral too. I didn't do that. Ah, everything I do is a blunder. Again, 100% my fault, but I mean, that was a little trickier to avoid because I had to think in the moment to go back down for the Roman numeral 2, and at least you don't need the Roman numeral 2 for the reset sword. Dunder-headed fool and dunce. Alright, I mean, I appreciate a little bit of ribbing, but let's not get too hostile here. I'm still using the reset sword too. You don't get to see it as well from the new camera angle and console setup. You kind of have to take my word for it that it's there. But I had said a while ago I didn't think I was going to use it anymore because I thought my consoles were going to be in arm's reach. But luckily enough, I tweaked the setup that puts them just out of range, so I am still using the reset sword. I love the straightforward, I talk about this a lot, but I love the straightforward, blocky simplicity of the NES controller. I like how it's just a plain rectangle. It's got minimal buttons. It's just a pleasure. The Super Nintendo controller is objectively better, but I don't know, the NES controller, that's the one that resonates with me. What an unpleasant surprise. What an unpleasant surprise that Medusa Head was. I think this is, kind of thinking this should probably be our last attempt here. Rip the urn. Thrifty Anvil, great to see you. I hope you're having a good Friday. Getting your weekend off to a great start. Though I do believe you could be past your Friday by this point. Yeah. Hopefully you're having a good time nonetheless. Been trying this. We were just about to pass the 3-hour mark on our attempts for today, and unfortunately, they've mostly gone pretty poorly. I haven't been able to get past stage 3 much at all today, but sometimes that's the way it just goes. I don't know if I've ever noticed that candlestick before. The one that had the rosary in it just there. I don't know if I've ever opened that one. Yeah, this should be our last attempt. I just heard Jelly arriving upstairs, so after this attempt, I'm gonna take a little BRB and say hello to Jelly and switch over to the Super NES for some Smash TV. So fingers crossed, it'd be really great if this could be the one. It will not be the one. There's still a chance. Don't forget the Roman numerals. And we still might be able to do it. Very careful not to pick up any other items, though. Or jump into a fireball, as I am prone to doing. Wow, that guy was very aggressive. The run lives. Holy water cheese is even more effective than stopwatch cheese, I feel like. So in some ways, it's preferable. Oh, hi, Jelly. Welcome in. I was just saying that I heard you, I heard your arrival upstairs. And after this run, I'm planning to take a BRB. I'll come up and see you for a moment. Well, the run died. I swear that wasn't on purpose, but it sure looks like it was. Alright, my friends, I'm very sorry that I could not achieve the run today. We got some good practice, I guess. I'm very thankful for you sticking with me through all this floundering. You must miss me. Of course, I want to come up and see you, so that's what we'll do. I'm going to take a short BRB, my friends. We'll do more Castlevania. I'll put it on the schedule for next week, maybe on Monday. If I stream sometime over the weekend, very unlikely to do it on Saturday or Sunday, but if I do, maybe I'll do Castlevania then as well. So I'll let you know. You'll get a little bit of a heads up, at least in the Discord, if that happens. And you want to try and be here for the next grind. But probably Monday at the latest. Thank you for your company. We're gonna keep going though. We're gonna take a BRB. We're not gonna keep going with this. We're gonna switch games. I'm gonna move to the Super NES and try a Smash TV. I'm gonna be gone for just a little while, maybe a couple songs, and I'll return as swiftly as I can. So if you wanna try and enjoy some Smash TV with me, just hang around.